responsibility to maintain bridges in Allen County?
Since 1816, that's when the state was founded.
Since 1816?
I'm assuming because they've always had...
Long before the Cumulative Bridge Fund was established, I think, right?
I believe so.
Why was the fund eliminated in 2002?
We just went through that.
To fund the justice system expense. In 2002, we were mandated on one and just shy of mandated to expand both our adult jail and our juvenile justice center. The council and commissioners at the time sought to fund the annual operations of those two facilities by decreasing the Coombe Bridge Fund.
That which the county decided in 2002 is what the proposed action, the city taking over the bridges in the city and the other municipalities in the county taking over, would thrust upon us. And that is making a choice between different governmental services we provide. Certainly the city can afford to do its own bridges. We'll just either raise revenues or cut services or some combination. It's no different choice than county government faces today. But doesn't the county, since 1816, have the expertise and knowledge to best manage our bridges in the community? And if so, why would you put it on to the municipality's responsibility?
Because of the shifts in the funding structure, because the miscellaneous revenue that comes into the county budget is generated by unincorporated Allen County only. We do not think that it is fair that unincorporated Allen County should pay for bridge repair within the incorporated areas.
Well, we ought to find out where the criminals come from, and we shouldn't make unincorporated Allen County pay for those because they don't come from there. That doesn't seem to be. That doesn't seem to be a healthy way for a community to operate, and it doesn't seem to be a principle that you want to apply across government. I certainly wouldn't want to apply that.
Well, it's not.
But county government saying we're out of money, don't you have sources that you could raise the funds for the bridge yourself? I mean, you can do that, right?
No.
No, not anymore.
Part of it is with the House Bill 1001, in the fact that you're limited on being able to raise additional funds on property taxes. You can go to the local option income tax, and then if you look at that, the way that's set up, when you have the 1% circuit breaker kicks in on residential homes, and what you exceed that 1% is called a credit. So when you put in the local option income tax and you go daughter for daughter, the first quarter has to be applied for property tax release.
I thought I read in the paper that the commissioners requested from the county council to increase the wheel tax or the Cumulative Bridge Fund. Am I off base? Did that occur?
Wheel tax, surtax. What you're talking about?
Huh?
The wheel tax, surtax.
Does the county commissioners or county council have the authority to raise a tax?
The
wheel
council
tax,
has the authority. County council has the authority to raise the wheel tax.
So the organization in our community that has had responsibility since 1816 to maintain our bridges who says they don't have money, has a fund that they could access. They have this tax that they can access.
Tim, let me explain it to you.
If I'm wrong, I'm just asking to explain it.
Okay, I'll explain.
Because I thought that's how we got to you all being at the end of our table.
According to the Indiana Code, the surtax, wheel tax, is dispersed to the unincorporated area and all the towns and cities in the community based upon their population and road miles.
So when we raise it, the percentage that the county received would not be enough to fund these bridges because the fund, even though the county council makes the decision whether or not to raise or lower that fund, the money actually goes to all of the taxing units, of which the city of Fort Wayne is the largest. The city of Fort Wayne receives roughly double the share that the county does.
How much would the county receive?
I just gave them.
What's the raw number?
That's all right. Give it again.
Well,
about 1.2.
1.2.
1.2 the county and the city gets 2.
Well, doesn't that get you? $3 million was what the figure you said you needed? Mm-hmm. Doesn't that get you? And then why can't you find other sources of revenue or find other funding sources or cut other levels of government, which is exactly what the city of Fort Wayne, the city of Monroeville, what other communities are going to have to do? Why don't you just keep assuming responsibility and do what you do in elected office, which is you find a way to serve the public good. The safety of bridges, the maintenance of bridges, it's as high a public safety issue as there is, right? Why don't you keep the responsibility? I don't understand why we're here.
We're here tonight to try to ask the city council to be willing to give your proceeds that you would receive from a surtax, will tax, back to the county so we can maintain bridges with it.
No, sure. I think that's a great idea.
That's what the end result.
That's why we were
The
invited.
county government is, okay. Well, I mean, we got a letter from the commissioners saying they're giving up responsibility January 1. So
Sole responsibility. But you remember the chart showing the criminal justice system and the shrinking county revenues.
I don't know why raising this tax is a good idea or not. I don't know whether the public funds held by the county are managed well or not. I don't know. That's not my job. That is your folks' job. So I can't comment on whether that tax is a good idea or not. What I can say is I trust you all. I know you all personally, and I know you're committed to your jobs. I trust you to make the best decision. But I can't imagine that the best decision is to abdicate responsibility for something that you've got the expertise to do, that you've done. Nobody's complained about the job you've done other than the fact that there's some delays and there seems to be a lot of work being done here to do that job. I don't know if it's best to cut other services that county government provides or to raise this tax. I'll leave that to you. But if you decide to raise the tax, I absolutely think that if this revenue ought to be dedicated sufficiently to fund these bridges.
Councilman, if I might, just real quick, as I recall, that letter talked about abdicating sole responsibility for funding the bridges. I think there was some news media in this town who might have suggested that that letter said that we were giving up complete responsibility for maintaining the bridges, but that was never the intent, nor do I believe that's what that letter said.